Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We're still working on the E28, of course. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to know what happens.
I need to stop. I've been doing too much. I've been running too fast. I've been testing my luck. I've been living cloud nine. I've been at it all night. I've been feeling so loved. I've been waking up late. I've been making up shit. I've been spilling my guts. I've been feeling so blessed, but stressed all day. So what?
So I've been thinking and talking with some people, and the issue with the gearbox and the slave cylinder is probably that my rod is too short and it doesn't go into the gearbox enough. So basically, when this is fully stretched out, it barely reaches the fork, and so it doesn't disengage and disengages the clutch. So the plan is to lengthen this rod. So apparently you can take these things apart, put a longer rod in it, but I'm not really confident in taking it apart since I had some trouble with these things before, and I'm pretty sure if you take them apart, there's a good chance that they'll break. So I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do, just went to the hardware store, and I'm going to, as you can see there, this part is a little bit less thick than the rest. I'm gonna take the rubber off and then see if I can tap some threads on this part. And then I've bought these little guys. Gonna thread them on there, and then I'm gonna thread a bolt on it. I've taken long bolts so I can really adjust the length, and hopefully like that I can adjust the length to where it fits my needs. And then later today I'm gonna pick up the drive shaft from my mate, and I've also picked up some bolts to make another set of studs, like you can see here, for the differential, which makes it a lot easier to mount. So, and then this diff, the welded diff, is going in, and hopefully we can test drive it today. That would be awesome. So I put the vice grips on the rod, and I started grinding it down to reach the M6 thickness, and as you can see, it came out of the cylinder. So okay, that's the first. And I don't know if you can see, but you can see the oil in there. So I'm not sure if it's fucked now or I can just push it in again. But yeah, now it's out. I'm gonna just grind it further down. I've started, so I can just continue. It's gonna be a little bit easier to work on. Then I'm gonna see if I can get it back in. I hope it works, and I probably will have to re-bleed it a little bit because it will have pulled some air in it. But yeah, okay. I hope it's not broken. It looks like, you see, it's a little bit smaller here, so it just clicks in place, I guess. But yeah, we'll see what it does. This is what we have now. So put some threads on it, but as you can see, it's a bit crooked. So yeah, whoops. Not great, but also not the biggest problem. So I'm gonna try and show you if I screw it on. So that works, it's fine. So as you can see, it's a bit on an angle. It's not a disaster. The screw that I'm gonna put in here, I'm just going to bend it also a little bit so it comes straight again. And still, the cylinder itself, it can move like this a little bit, so yeah, I'm not too worried about it. So now I'm gonna see if I can get it back into the cylinder without it leaking and stuff, and yeah, otherwise it's screwed. I have another one of these coming in Monday, because I thought it was broken, so I already ordered another one, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, so this is the bolt I've put in.
What? What the fuck?
Okay, I discovered something. When I put in the cylinder with the long rod on it, immediately when it hit the fork, and I still had like 7 centimeters or something to go. So I think all the times that I've mounted the cylinder to the gearbox, I've been putting the rod next to the fork. Some fucking idiot. So yeah, wow. I think that was the mistake that I made. So I basically created a whole problem that isn't even there. So now the shifter, not the shifter, the clutch is fixed. Next up is the shifter. So I noticed it doesn't work as it should. Because the shifter that's in here, this rod, is from the Gearbox. And there's a different, I mean this one was in there from the Gearbox. And that's the rod from the ZF, and it's a little bit longer. So I actually couldn't reach the, the gear 2 and 4 I couldn't reach like this. So I'm gonna change it out. And also I was thinking I'm gonna leave this one in. But I've compared them, this from Gearbox, this from the ZF. As you can see, it goes a bit like this and then like that. So it's a bit offset. And it will basically mean that if I put this one in the car, then the shifter is going to be centered better in the hole, because as you can see like this, it's more to the left. So, oh yeah, to the right actually. So I'm gonna change that out as well. I'm gonna look which one of these has the least play in it. But I believe the shifter themselves is also a bit different. So the rod here is longer. So I'm just going to put everything from the ZF in, and then it'll gonna work properly. So the thing drives. I've driven it all week. Went to a meeting also yesterday. So yeah, it's up and running. There are still a few things to button up. So I've got a drive shaft from a mate, probably from an M30 powered car that fits without the bracket, without modification. But we suspect that the bearing in the middle has to be replaced because it makes a whining noise. And I think also the joint on the rear has play in it, and it makes noise when I shift. So basically I'm gonna take off the drive shaft again and feel if there's play in it, and then order the parts that we'll need. And also the welded diff, I'm gonna have to change the cover, because I realized when I tried this on the other week that the rear cover, we thought it was the same because it's offset, and we thought there are only two differences, but this is probably from an E34 or something. And this part is actually longer, it sticks way too far out to the back. So I'm gonna take the cover from my 4.10 and switch it over to this one, and then the welded diff is basically ready to go in the car, and now we could finally do some skids. So the car is in the air. I'm gonna take a look underneath. I have the impression that when I put back my exhaust, I put it back a little bit lower, one way or the other, than it was before, because it scrapes a lot more than before, and I haven't touched the height of the car. So I'm gonna take a look. I already can see that it's quite a bit scuffed up there. Wait, I'm gonna show you. So as you can see right here, this is where it hit. Yeah, I need to keep an eye on that. And I think also, as you can see, I think I need to twist it a little bit more. But this, yeah, just here a little bit, but it's okay. Just the mid silencer, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. I suspect this joint has some play in it. to see because the exhaust is still hot. Yeah, it's hard to tell like this. I'm gonna loosen it from the differential. And yeah, I'm actually gonna take the diff out because it needs going out either way, so I guess I'm gonna do that first. So yeah, a lot of fun as usual. Loosen all of these, and then yeah, loosen all the bolts. Who would have thought? So yeah, I'm gonna put the jack under the diff, and oh, it's quite hot, the diff. Damn, didn't know that it should get that hot. But yeah, let's do this. So I've ruled out the drive shaft, the joint at the back. I felt it's like the smallest amount of play, so I think that should be fine. The mount in the middle, hard to tell if it's good or not, so I'm gonna order just a new one, put it in, can't hurt. And then here we have the two diffs. So this is the one that came out, the open one. This is the welded one. And I've noticed when I turn it, it makes like a little bit of noise, as if there's no oil in it. So now I'm wondering, did I take out the oil and haven't I put some in it? So I would be surprised because I don't have sealant like this. And when I renew the oil out of a diff, I always take the cover off and I don't do it through here. So it would be, yeah, I would be surprised. So I'm just going to switch these covers. So I've put them on the ground. As you can see, there's a difference in height. So this one sticks out a little bit further. Also, you can see these ribs. They only stop here, and you have this part. So basically, I believe this is going to be stronger as well, because this part is just thin, sticks out like that. So yeah, switch these covers out, and then I still need to make other studs for this diff, because I still don't have the right bolts. But yeah, then this one can go in. Yeah, it's stuck on there. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. There's oil in it, so it's not fucked, I think. But it smells like old oil. A little bit burnt maybe. Yeah, but nothing looks damaged. Somewhere. But yeah, that's normal. Okay, so that's one. Now the other one. Oh, and these are other size bolts, of course. Ta-da! The welded diff. Obviously still looking fine because I haven't driven with it yet. So, let's take off this, yeah, the old, oh, what's the name? The sealant, whatever. Just gonna wipe it off with some brake cleaner, put some fresh sealant on there, make sure I switch them, don't put this one back, and then we're good to go. So, nice new layer of gasket. So, let's put this thing on. You don't want to do this ridiculously tight. I know this machine doesn't go very hard. If you've got a very strong one of these, then don't do it like this. Okay, and now I'm gonna check it by hand. But yeah, I'm gonna let it dry overnight and then upwards so that it doesn't start yeah, pushing oil out. So we're just going to leave it like this, upright, and then tomorrow we install it, and yeah, drift time. It's a new day. The diff, yeah, the sealant, we'll let it dry overnight, so it's time to put this thing back into the car. Okay, the diff is installed. Ta-da! And when I feel on the wheel, there's already less play than was before, so I think my old diff was on its way out. So everything is tightened down. I rechecked the bolts from the drive shaft and all that. Everything is good and tight. So it's time to yeah, take it for a test drive. Let's see what it does. What did I miss those welded diff noises? So this differential I welded myself, if maybe you've seen the video. It's the first time I've done that myself, and so far so good, it works. So there was like a noise that went up with speed, so I believe some bearing or something, but also a clunking noise when I shift. That also seems to be coming from the back. Seats, I'm still happy with them. They're tight but still comfortable, exactly how I wanted it, so that's fine. Also the steering wheel, the hold-fast steering wheel, the suede. In the beginning I thought it was a little bit less quality, but I think suede, you have to like drive it in or something, or break it in with like an engine, because now it feels really good. I really want a short shifter in this car, because yeah, the standard shifter, nah, it doesn't do it for me. It's too long shifts. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna end the video here. Next week I'm doing an update on the M52 stroker build. A lot of change of plans there, but yeah, more on that next time. So yeah, make sure to watch that video, and okay, I love you guys. Hope to see you next time. Peace.